Edwards Branchline Productions 2013 presents Shylohw906 reads. Tonight's fanfic, Shyloh Meets the Entity, Parts 1 and 2. Hellos every people, I am Edwards Branchline Productions. Time for something different. A fanfic reading. Now, I know everyone else has done it, but I have never done one. And this is my very first one. This is of a fanfic that I wrote not too long ago. As you heard in the intro, this is Shyloh Meets the Entity Parts 1 and 2. I have not planned a Part 3 yet. But if any of you like this first part, please tell me in the comments below. This is my first time. Don't bombard me with spam comments or stuff like that. But if you like it, let me know if I should make another part, and I will fulfill that. So, here we go. Shyloh Meets the Entity, Part 1. It was a cold spring night. I was heading to my best friend's house near a forest on the outskirts of the town of San Diego, California. My best friend and I were just settling in after a game of basketball. Now we are going to play Sonic Adventures for the Nintendo 64. After about 20 to 30 minutes, we both hear an ominous thumping sound. We both didn't know what was making that sound. What was that? I asked, looking out the window of my best friend's bedroom window. I don't know, my best friend said, looking rather puzzled. Later the next day, my best friend and I were at school, and our teacher was talking about something called the Slender Man. Now, I didn't know what this was, nor my best friend. So later that day, both of us went to our houses. I decided to look up what this Slender Man was. I went to a couple of websites, and then the lights went out in the city everywhere. I was pretty scared and confused. I decided to ask my mom what was going on. "Mom, what's going on?" I asked her. My mom was at a loss of words when something came from behind and took her away. I was wondering if I was dreaming this or not, but what I saw was what I saw, and decided to keep this a secret until the next morning. The next morning came, and my best friend was talking about the power outage last night. Even though I didn't say anything the entire day, I was still in shock at what I saw last night, and I knew that there was more to the story than meets the eye. As I close here, we will see in the next part of the fanfic, Shyloh Meets the Entity. Part 2. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that my best friend in this story's name is Justin. Now, his name appears in this part, so if none of this makes any sense, I apologize in advance for this next part. So please enjoy Part 2. Just in the news I saw today, multiple killings have been happening over the course of 2 weeks. Many people have been killed in the same alleyway. But this time I had to get to the bottom of these killings and what needs to stop the Slender Man once and for all. Later that day, I spoke to Justin, my best friend, who agreed to find and kill this Slender Man. "Now, Justin, we have to find the best weapons to kill this thing," I said with a very wary suspicion. "Right. I think my dad has a sniper in the back room," said Justin, determined and suspicious that the entity was watching them. Later that evening, we went to the same alleyway where I went last week. We were armed to the hilt with firearms, knives, flamethrowers, and torches to find, kill, and show to the police and tell them about the killings for the last 2 weeks and why people were being killed. "Alright, are you ready, bro?" I said, determined. "Ready, bro," said Justin, ready to destroy this beast. Then everything seemed to happen at once. The ominous drumbeat, heavy breathing, and then a man with an all-white face was coming closer and closer towards us. Closer and closer. Then I tried to call to Justin, but I found him lying on the ground, just lying there, not breathing. I saw his eyes go a weird static, and he died that night. I was devastated. I was very devastated. Then his dad called me, and he asked me if he was alright. "No," I said, almost about to cry. "What's wrong, Shyloh?" the father asked me, worried. "Justin is..." I started with a tear rolling down my face. Justin is... What? The father asked. Dead, I said, started to cry. Justin's father, shocked, came to me as fast as I could to comfort me and tell me that Justin was very cool to me. I went to his funeral, and very sad and lonely I went to sleep, wondering how to kill this entity on my own, without a wingman, a companion, a best friend. Then it came to me. I went back to the alley. I went to find this slender man, and I brought a gun. Then he came closer to me. So when he came closer to me, I said, "Surprise, mother sucker!" and shot him in his non-existent face, and he fell to the ground. As I walked closer to him, I said, "No one messes with my best friend, and I hope to see you in hell." And after the last gunshot, Slender was dead. And now when I went to school, I told a story on how I killed the Slender Man. Now I have became a celebrity, find this entity and killing it. But all the same, I knew that the spirit of Justin was there wishing me luck. The end, or is it? I hope you liked that little story. I had a lot of fun writing it, and it gave me an inspiration on the game itself. If you've played the game, or you want to know what happens in part 3, if I do write a part 3, post your thoughts in the comments on what happens next in part 3, because a lot of stuff happens in part 3 when I decide to write it. And yes, my picture is this anime picture right here, that's talking to you telepathically. Anyways,